let's get started. All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this session. All right, this is the second session of me. We do this AI is Fun every fortnightly. All right, and of course, this being the 28th is our second session, and we have two sessions in June on the 11th and the 25th, right, at the same time. So what we call the Netflix hour session, right? So these sessions are generally for us to also get new content out, all right, in the form of what we call train the trainer, right? And hopefully some of you will one day rise up to be trainers, right? So that's the plan and that's the hope, right? So many of us try to reach over the wall, right? And we see this big wall in front of us, right? But you know what? The fact that you are willing to sacrifice your Netflix hour and join us, I believe that when you stack all these learnings one after the other, you'll be able to rise over the wall and see across to the other side. Right? So these are some of the areas that we feel that gives us encouragement as well to share. Now, as I was mentioning just before the session started, that once you dwell in AI, everywhere you go, you see AI, right? So this is my desktop for today, by the way. Right, you notice there's this beautiful bird with a massive beak. And then on the top left corner, you see this innovative AI solutions are helping to preserve the Amazon rainforest. Right. And of course, if you click on that, you get to read the story. And even as you move over the center of the screen, you'll notice it has the same message, right? AI is playing a critical role in the preservation of the Amazon rainforest. So in every way more than one, all right, many organizations are starting to indulge in AI, right? And I see this everywhere. Now I've got a quiz question for you, one among several that I'm going to do with you today, right? So where do I see this? For those of you who've been playing with AI, using it and so forth, you may have seen this, right? A, B, or C. All right. So these screens that you see here, are they found in a Copilot app? That means it could be an iPhone or it could be an Android phone, or it's the Bing app on the phone. So it could be an iPhone, it could be an Android phone, or even an app found on the Microsoft Store on Windows 11. So anyone? Okay, so this is actually a very nice little recording that I did, right? Notice there's a lot of AI buttons on this screen, isn't it? From the image creator, all right, that uses the Microsoft Designer. And then there is this thing called Explore AI. You can try 100+ AI prompts. And of course, even asking Copilot to analyze images and more. So you can upload images. Now, some of you may have attended my session on AI and scam, how I taught you to upload scam screens, right? You do a screen capture of the scam message and you upload it, and then Copilot can actually tell you where to search for actual real websites to tell you that that particular message is a scam or it's not. Okay, so that's the important thing to know. So by the way, those of you who have never seen this, and I'm hoping to encourage you to try it out, this is actually found on the Bing app on the phone, regardless of whether it's on the iPhone, and the ones that you're seeing right now is on the iPhone, and this is on the Android phone. Okay, you notice the little bit at the bottom that I captured for you, right? So the the buttons, all right, on the Android phone, and you can see this Explore AI, Interpret Dreams, all right. Actually hovered on this for maybe close to about half a minute, so you can see all the different things that gets floated up, all right, reviewing movies and so forth. Now, if you think about it, the way they are doing it is actually very neat, all right? I consider this very neat because it's very nice, right? Very contained. It's not splashed all over the screen, all right? And it gives you the information that you need. Okay, so that's the key thing about the way technology is heading. So just to give you a feel of all the different buttons that they have. Okay. So this is that app that I'm talking about, the Bing app, okay, on the phone. So when you go into the Bing app on the phone, regardless of whether it's the iPhone or the Android phone, right, you get to see those screens. So it's very neat, right? Very nice. Two more quiz questions for you. Anyone tell me number one or number two is the real? So which is the real and which is the fake? So put your answer in the chat window if you can. I'd love to hear from you. All right. So how many of you say one is real? The one on the left, right? The green one, okay, is real. Okay. Okay. So one person, Eugene says is real. He thinks it's a trick question. He says both fake. Okay. All right. One is fake, one is real. Okay. So we have both real. Okay. I like this. So cute. Okay. So the answer is one is real. Okay. The one with the 4 dogs are real. The one with the 2 dogs is a fake. Now, don't get angry. Don't get frustrated. Okay. I just want you to understand that today, AI is so good with pictures. It's almost impossible to tell. So which one is real and which one is fake? Photoshop. Yeah. One or two, green or red. Yeah. Just put your answer of the real one into the chat window. Okay. For the next. All right. One real, two fake. Okay. Very good. Eileen says the same. Okay, Eugene, I now question my reality. Oh dear. Okay, am I real? Okay, one is real. Okay. So, anyone else? 3 more seconds for you to put your answer into the chat. How to know? Actually, you can't tell. Well, unless you have a very sharp eye for detail, maybe if you're a graphic designer with a lot of experience, probably you can tell. Okay, so the actual answer is one is real, two is fake. Now, unless I told you so, you probably cannot tell, right? Most of us probably just having a stab in the dark, as they call it. Okay. Now, the issue really is because today AI has become so good. All right, like with the recent release of GPT 4.0 from OpenAI, right? It's come to a level where it's almost all right at par with, in fact, better than some of the things we do. So that's why I thought this particular article or this interview that Kai Fu, okay, they call him Kai Fu Lee, all right. But of course, in our parts of the world, it's Lee Kai Fu, right? Lee is his surname. He actually was interviewed by the Fortune magazine. And the title of the interview is about 50% of jobs will be displaced by AI within 3 years. Now, don't get depressed watching this. It's actually a very good video. All right. After you watch it, you'll be lifted. All right. Not the other way around. Okay. So I wanted to capture a little bit about it to share with you. The entire video is in this deck. I've also got a link here for you. Right. So if you want the slides, just reach out. All right. Happy to share. All right. So who is Lee Kai Fu? I want you to use your Copilot or ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, whatever it is. Go look for the persona or the person, Lee Kai Fu. All right.
One question I do want to leave everybody with is, can we get some hope here? How should we prepare our kids?
Can you guys hear the audio?
Right. If this is what's coming and it's coming fast, you know, let alone all of our jobs, we need
yes,
to be
but
thinking about
quite
how to work
soft.
this in and help
Yeah,
our
it's
kids
the
and help
team.
everybody. But what do we do for our kids when they say, what should I be when I grow up?
Yeah, I think first thing we all have to do and influence all the people around us is to stop this nonsense about kids are using ChatGPT to cheat, right? This is not cheating any more than using Word or Photoshop. The kids, when they go into the workplace, are going to be measured based on the final output of their work. They're not going to be measured on, well, did you use ChatGPT? Did you use Google search? So I think we need to encourage people to harness AI and use all the tools so that they can be the best that they can be. And also, it's a great guide to what things they can aspire to and what things are not worth following. I think that's incredibly important, is to harness, embrace AI, and stop trying to catch people cheating. This is not cheating. This is producing great output. It's not any more cheating than Fortune journalists using Microsoft Word, spell checking, or a Fortune photographer using Photoshop. This is ChatGPT. It's a tool. Everyone should use it and learn from it, and embrace it. And the second thing is that I think there needs to be a belief that there is something unique about our humanity. I continue to hold out that we have a soul. The machine never will. That we have compassion and empathy. We have emotions and the ability to love. We have the ability to connect to other people and create trust and win trust. And that all of you know, as successful people in your companies, your success is built more than anything, more than your technical skills, more than your business skills. The most important skill that I tell any young people for the last 20 years is that winning trust from other people is most important. And winning trust is about authenticity, about teamwork, about sharing, and it's about high EQ, not just the IQ. So I believe in that holds out something that we can all embrace. You don't have to be a genius to have a high EQ. You don't have to be a genius to love and be compassionate. And in both of my books, I talk about that as the essence of our humanity. And I continue to believe it. Do I think AI can fake it? Yes. Do I think people will accept the faking AI, at least for the next 50 years? No. So that's long enough for your kids to survive and figure out the next step for their kids.
All right. I hope all of you got that. I know it's a bit soft, right? But this entire video is found, all right? I've got it here if you want, all right?
Taifu and I have been talking.
It's actually quite a long video, not like it's hours, all right? It's about like 30 minutes plus. But I thought it would be good to share a little bit. He's got a couple of very good books, right? So just asked about the books that he wrote, right? And of course, apart from just the books, right, you want to know more about this individual, right? So I also got Copilot to tell me more about Kai-Fu, right? So he's a Taiwanese, right, according to Copilot, right? Born in 1961, right? Attended school in Tennessee in the US. So he speaks very well, right, with an American accent. Used to work for Microsoft, Apple, SGI, right? He was the person who founded, one of the founders of Microsoft Research, right, in China, right, and so forth. So he's a very credible person in AI, right? Now out on his own in his own organization called Sinovation Ventures, right? I believe it's a venture cap organization, which means that they invest in startups and so forth. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that. All right, just to give you a little bit of snippet of what I've myself been doing and trying to get myself excited and so forth with what AI is going. If you have questions, please feel free to drop it into the chat window. All right, I'm going to pass you to Ridwan. All right, Ridwan, you there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ridwan,
I'm
you want
here.
to take
I'm
over?
finding the Teams window. Okay, let me just prepare my screen.
Sure.
Give me a moment.
All right.
Which one is my browser? Okay, this one. All right. Let me share my screen. Okay, you guys can see my screen?
Yep. Sure can.
Yep, thank you. So before I begin, just want to introduce myself. My name is Ridwan, part of Noel teams. Like Noel mentioned, we try to share our knowledge about AI. So every twice a month, we will have a session. So anyone can join, even if they are interested to share their thoughts and present something that the findings, we are happy to have them. For today, I want to show you one little tool that is being famous right now. We call it Copilot. So it belongs to Microsoft. So I will demo you what it's how to access them, and then some of the tips and tricks in generating the images and how you can actually use them. So at first, right, you can see from the slides that Noel presented, there's a co-pilot from mobile screen, right? You can actually try. Um, Everyone has a smartphone, right? It's easier for you to try using your smartphone. So you just go to your Play Store or App Store and search Microsoft Copilot. So you can actually let me just open the web page and show you. You can actually go in. Let me just zoom in. Go into your Apple App Store and Google Play Store to actually download the apps, and so that we can actually try together throughout this demo. So you can get excited as well. So let's me showing you how to actually access the Copilot from the web. You can actually use the tool from the web as well. So how to do that? You can go to any of your browser and then key in this URL, copilot.microsoft.com. Right? So this Copilot website is actually belongs to Microsoft, and is a AI tool developed by Microsoft. So it uses the same AI engine, the GPT-4 and GPT 3.5, whichever engine that you have heard before, because Microsoft and OpenAI are partners, right? So really close partner. So Microsoft have the latest whatever that OpenAI releases, they have them so that they can introduce in their own way, in their own ecosystem. So you can actually go and try. Just open your browser if you are in your computer right now. Go to copilot.microsoft.com, and then you will need to sign in using your personal account or Gmail or live.com, any of your personal account. So here are the interface. Okay, let me show you when you first sign in, right, it will be this color. Yeah. So you can actually change the theme if you prefer to be in dark mode or any of the settings that you prefer. You can even change what are the language that you prefer to actually interact with the AI tool. So how to interact with the AI tool? So you can see down here, right? Just let me zoom in. You see, ask me anything. So you can actually go in there and ask any question. You can have a discussion with the AI. And Microsoft also had some pre-built prompt. So the question that you ask to AI, we actually call them as a prompt. A prompting, you prompt the AI to actually get the result. So Microsoft have few here. If you want to try, you can just click. It will automatically key in those prompt and generate the result for you to try. So in the right side, you might have some question. What is at the right side here? So let me just zoom in. So you have sorry, you have others type of AI tool that you can actually use. It's a category that Microsoft has created for you because it's a multi-modal AI. So at the back there, there's a different type of brains and engines that actually power this AI tool. So you have a normal co-pilot, which you can interact and do a lot of things. You can later on I'll show you. You have the designer for you to generate images. You have other things as well to plan your vacation, for recipes, you have cooking assistant, you have other things as well. So these are all free. You can just use any of the categories here. See, right? For example, I just click through all of them. Another thing is here, right? You can see here, there's a plugin. So what it does, right? You can actually enable certain plugins to be used by AI. So for example, one of the famous plugin is actually Suno, right? It can actually create a song for you using this AI, and you can set a certain type of songs. Let's say you want it to be in Malay, or in Chinese, or in certain types of melody. You can actually do that. So you just enable this AI tool here, this AI tool, and then you go to the prompter here, the box, and you can ask the AI to actually create a song for you. It will do that. So have a try. It's really fun. So and then there's other settings as well. So I don't want to go into detail. So let's try. Let's now try to do something with this AI tool. So let's just go in, and maybe I go to the designer, because we can see from the presentation slide by Noel just now, you cannot really, have tell the differences between the AI and the real image. So let's try to do that. Let's try to reproduce those things, right? So here there's some of the um, suggestion. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try. Okay, I just click one of the prompt here. So you can see, right, once you click, in the recent update, I noticed it will actually explain some kind of stories. Let's say you go in, please generate for me images of KLCC building or Malaysia in 1920s. It will actually explain what buildings are there during that moment of time, and then it will actually able to generate after that. Yeah, you see this, okay, one of the reason why it become like this, because I'm using it so many times. So for you, it will be really quick. So let's go to the image creators. Ah, okay. So it generated for you. So you must be wondering why I need to go to the image creator. So Microsoft uses the image creator, part of their AI tool, to actually generate the images for you. You can actually use this to generate the image, or you can actually use the same Copilot website that I've just shown to actually do that, right? So let's say you want to download this image. You can just click, and then you can just download the image, right? I can just download. Or maybe you want to, customize this image. Uh, Microsoft create a tool named Designer, right? The Designer, in Designer, you can actually create posters, or any greeting cards, or any advertisement, right? At the same time, you can even actually use the AI images that you generated to edit. So let's go there. You see there's a customize button here, right? Here, right? You can see. Maybe my screen is too big. Yeah, okay. Zoom in. So you can just click this button. So it will jump into Designer. The image that you created from the Copilot, it will bring you to Designer, and you can edit any elements inside the image. You can add text, or you can even change some colors here. For example, I have filters here, right? You see here, let me just zoom in. So I have normal filter. I can just change, right, to grayscale. Let me try grayscale. Yeah, I can change it. And then another things I can do is at the right side here, you see there's ideas. Let's say you want to generate some animation, but you don't really have the tool to do it. We can actually do it for you. So let's try maybe, this is not nice. Let me just try this one. See? So, within only few seconds, you can able to generate everything and create a nice image. Let's try other things, right? You must be wondering how actually Noel able to generate those images and you don't really notice the differences, right? So let's go and jump back into the prompter just now, right? So I will be showing you some of the things that I've done, right? I think much more easier. So let's go. So we go to the first thing that I did. So you see, right? So first thing I try is to do a simple prompting to generate the image. So I did create images with create a cat with the sunglasses, right? It will able to generate this, right? So if I go in and here, if I try to zoom in, let's download this, right? Show you. Now, if I try to zoom in, can you identify any of these images that shows you is generated by AI, right? Maybe because of the colors and maybe because of the style. But the AI able to generate it really in perfect manner, right? Even all these shoes and everything in details, the buttons, able to generate all the sunglasses. In the early days of AI, right? The image generation got some flaws here and there, but now it's really has been improved. So this is one of the image. Now let's go and see other images that I generated. So you see right here. Let's go to this image. This image is really nice. I like this image.
So do I.
Oh, this is it's really nice. So actually, I open it in one of my tabs. I got so many. Let me just let me just. Uh, it's okay. Let me just edit this one. Much more easier. Yep. See, right? The images that it generated, the cats, you see all the eyes and everything, the butterflies, really artistic. Maybe previously you need some, if you are really good in paintings or drawings, right? You can able to do that. But now only you just type few words in AI prompter and then it will generate for you. And you can change it, see like this, right? Also, there's a template here. Like I said, you can actually create, for example, you're having an open house, you can just choose and pick. You can put text. Like I said, you can just put text over here, uh, invite invited to my party, something like that. You can add other things here, pictures and everything else. I create is predefined and pre-ready from the designer apps. One of the great thing is brand kit. Let's say you are creating online shopping e-commerce, right? And you want to have a specific types of colors. Always you want to use for you to create all your products, right? And then you can actually use this. They have a predefined style for you to actually use this. And then after you're done, you log in, all the things are safe, so you don't have to worry. You can just use it back again. So let's go back to the images, right? So, and yeah, let's try human faces images. Let's try maybe this one. Let's see.
Wow, that's
You see,
no.
right? Maybe yep. So what prompt that I just used, right? Sorry, where is it? Yeah, what prompt that I just used to create an image? Yeah, people on a beach in Hawaii, covered in the snow.
Very
Right?
good. Very. I don't think the people in Hawaii will appreciate that, but still.
Yeah, just to just to see if it can generate. Yeah. But it does mention here. You see here? That's good about what is not common for snow, right? Hawaii beach. So if I open the image just now, you see if you just zoom in, you see all the details, the hair, the
Wow.
eyes. Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
High res, this high res picture,
Yeah, yeah,
very detailed.
yes.
Mm, incredible.
I remember the early days, right? Like I said, when you generate, sometimes your hand does not have enough. I think one, two, three, four. Yeah, maybe the other one is over inside here.
No
You don't have
hallucination.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, everything. Yeah. You see.
fantastic.
So let's try. You see, I even try with some other things. So for example,
Mm,
I wanted this one, right? I wanted to generate a stadium full of football fans, right? But when I word it not really correctly, right, it generated in a different way. So for example, here create an image of a football games, right? Let me just zoom in. Games in a stadium full of fans. So it generated like what actually I want is a picture of a stadium and then a lot of people inside there, right? So what I did, I just do a simple prompt, stadium full of seats, and then it will actually generated the stadiums. See how detailed is all the seats
mm,
are.
wow.
Can
Ridwan,
open. Yeah.
were you thinking of soccer?
What was that?
You say football, are you thinking of soccer? So
Yes,
then
correct.
you need to change it to soccer. Because if you say football, because this is an American software, right?
Yeah.
It'll give you American football.
True,
You
true.
say
Yeah,
soccer.
that was, yeah. And then I managed to get what I want.
Mm,
So after that, so stadium full of fans, just simple prompt, right? And then it will able to generate. So actually, this is what I want really.
okay.
See, right? If I downloaded this picture and I open, you can see all the people here. You see their hands, everything, right?
Yeah,
The
it's very
people playing ball, all the flags.
wow.
Then I even continue, create a wave of excitement. Maybe like people chatting about the the teams, right? They're
Yes,
playing football. Yeah, so we have here some of the images.
very good.
And then I move into a different idea, right? For
Yeah,
example, here create the images of Malaysia in 1960 style.
mm, very good.
See, right? This one. Maybe there's some. Yeah, you can see the faces here. Let me just zoom in.
Very nice. So the
Yeah,
faces are not so good, huh?
yep, correct, true.
That's
This is
probably where
nice.
the hallucination is.
Yeah, but this is nice. You can see all the trees,
Yeah,
birds. Yeah, even the power line.
incredible. Yeah,
All-
just the faces of the people.
Correct.
Yeah,
All the fruits here. It's nice.
right.
So I even, sometimes like here, for example, Kuala Lumpur in 1920s, right? So
Yeah,
this is what I just mentioned. It will try to explain for you things, what buildings are there during
mm,
that time, and what is Kuala Lumpur and what is the size of it. And then you see one of the things I forgot to mention is the references. if you used to use Chat GPT, right? You don't see all the references are there whenever you do prompting or anything, right?
Yeah.
And for Copilot, Microsoft allows you to validate the information, right? So they will give you links. Where does this information coming from? Okay, you can actually go in and have a look. So for example, here one of the recent improvement, if I type too short and actually the AI does not know what actually I want, it will give you this message to you. Please provide more descriptive prompt, really clear, and for that you can understand what actually you want, right? Because Kuala Lumpur 1920 is like too general. What you want? You want a building, or you want a people, or you want a scenery? So I go in and try again, and then it will generate this. But a bit funny, like you say, KLCC.
In the 1920s. Wow. Yeah, so that's hallucination.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. So these are some of the things that I just want to try. For example, like this, I create images of people wearing tracksuit, and then waitress in, yeah. It can actually, and then I create a image of recent Produa Myvi car with flames on the side and smoke coming out of the rear. This one is a bit detailed. I want a really specific image, right? So it's actually able to generate like this one. um, and maybe you can use this picture for your, maybe for your advertisement or something.
Very cool.
Yeah. So you can do other things as well. Just not about, you know, uh, playing with the tools and creating something for your own, right? You can actually create for your company and for certain things that you want to do. For example, here, I want to create a poster to promote smoking is bad.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we can actually generate for you, and it will able to do some descriptive uh, on the picture itself, and after that it will generate. So you can actually even be in conversation with AI. For example, you don't like these images, you can actually ask other things as well for it to generate. So one of the things right here, I forgot to mention here. So once you generate one image, right, Microsoft actually give you some suggestion. You can actually go in and for example here,
Yeah.
I just do about smoking, but you can see here, right? It will actually show you some message saying that can you create similar poster for vaping, right? I didn't type anything. Actually, Microsoft actually the Copilot gives you suggestion.
Very good.
So yeah, within 1 or 2 seconds, I will generate. So maybe automatically block this time.
Very
So
good.
there, yeah.
Awesome.
So here, for example, like here, you see they still prompt, thank you. How about an infographic on importance of mental health awareness? You can do a lot of things. Right? You can even create a storybook in for your kids using all this prompt and create the images and group it into one and go and print them and have them, to your kids to actually draw and color the book. So so that's all from me actually, Noel. So I just want to show you
Awesome.
one of the great features is in Copilot is generating all the images.
Yeah.
You can use for many other things. You just name it for work. for flyers, posters, advertisement, your e-commerce businesses, you just name it. You can use the designer. I really urge you to go and try this designer. You know,
Yep.
you can just go straight away designer.microsoft.com. Let me just zoom in, designer.microsoft.com.
Yep.
If you just want to straight away and edit and create your own poster. So these are some of the ready-made posters. You can just use it. And you can even generate the images inside this designer as well if you don't want to go using Copilot, because it uses a similar engine behind. Okay?
Yep.
So you
Yeah.
have project, for example, like I said, the one that I just did, right, is always here. So imagine you are opening an e-commerce website, you are creating all the products, images to be uploaded, and everything is inside here. You can just download and edit them.
Fantastic.
Yep. So that's all from me,
We got
Noel.
everyone excited. Yeah, thank you, Ridwan. Thank you, thank you. We have Greg, who's also got something to share. But before
Alright.
Greg comes into it, I thought just to give our audience a little bit of response on behalf of OpenAI and ChatGPT. All right. So I'm sure some of you know that in recent days, OpenAI has actually released some updates. Right, they have released an updated engine. It's called GPT 4.0, right? So with GPT 4.0, they introduced something that's quite amazing, all right? Now it can do voice conversations and all that. And of course, some of those things are only available if you go into the paid version, right? But what can you get from the free version? So I thought I'll show you a little bit, because Ridwan was talking about references, right? So I just did a quick search. Right, this is ChatGPT, right? So I'm sure some of you know, right? This was the excitement back in late 2020, 2022, right? So the same prompt, Kuala Lumpur in the 1920s, right? So you can say Kuala Lumpur in 1920, it gave me a write-up and so forth on the economic growth, urban development, population and demographics and so forth. And of course, I also asked for pictures. Now, the free version of ChatGPT obviously cannot give me pictures, right? Unlike Copilot. So instead, it gives me references. So you can see that it's pointing to pictures in the Getty images, right? Historical Kuala Lumpur photos, premium, high res, and all that. Right? So this is how it gives you references versus the way Copilot does it, right? So you see Copilot giving you references like this, right? Versus ChatGPT giving you references like this, right? Very similar, right? But because it's unable to give you pictures, so it don't give you any pictures, right? Otherwise, it would. And how do I know I'm using GPT 4.0? If you look down the bottom here, you see this, right? So this is the GPT 4.0 model that is using rather than the GPT 4. Right? And of course, it has other things it can do. Voice. You're playing with voice. That means I'm talking to it and it's reading back to me and all that kind of stuff. So this just to give you a quick update on ChatGPT with GPT 4.0. Okay. All right. You ready to go, Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Take it over. Right.
I'm not sure if there's a. Okay. Is there an echo?
I muted myself.
Okay. Hold up. Let me check it out. Hello, Ron.
Can you guys hear Greg?
Hello.
Yeah, I think they can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, we can hear you, Greg. We can hear you.
You share your screen.
Yeah. Let me. How do I do this?
Share. Go here.
This one?
Mm.
Just the monitor, or maybe just
No.
the window?
Uh,
I think just the window.
I'm going to show just a minute.
Just the PowerPoint.
Okay, then go to slideshow. Just click here to close that part.
There you go.
Okay.
Is this showing up right? Okay.
Yes.
Yep. It's
All
good.
right. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Greg. It's my first time here sharing. I'm also part of one of Noel's newest team members, and I'd like to share with you today a little bit about helping your kids out if you're a parent with ChatGPT. Now, show of hands, I'm not sure how many of you here are parents yourselves. I personally am 25, so I don't have kids, but I I do have a little bit of experience tutoring high schoolers within the past few years. And so something new that I did find inside ChatGPT is this tool that helps you answer questions for your kids. So being the perfect subject matter expert if they need you to be. So I'm going to compare a little bit from ChatGPT, but mostly from ChatGPT and a little bit from Copilot. So imagine this situation. Your kids come up to you and say, "Oh, mom, dad, I've got this question from school and I have no idea how to complete it." Like, sure, child, sorry. What do you need? And they ask you, how do you differentiate this equation, fx3x squared? Does anybody remember differentiation from high school? No. Yeah, I'm 2 years graduated from university and even I don't remember. So that's how troublesome it is, right? Being a parent, you're expected to know everything. So I'm going to introduce you this tool called CanMigo Lite. So like how one introduced the concept of plugins, of extra functions in Copilot, ChatGPT also has this. And one of the ones I'm trying to introduce is this one called CanMigo Lite. So in order to access this, you can click this Explore GPTs on the left side. And then there's this one called Tutor Me. And it'll bring you to CanMigo Lite, which is a tool developed by Khan Academy. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with Khan Academy, but they are a learning website that helps you get through common syllabuses in any subject you want, history, math, you name it. And so, slide. I start prompting CanMigo Lite. I want to differentiate this equation, right? fx3 squared, 3x squared. Because it's ChatGPT, it also accepts image inputs or voice inputs. So, if you have no idea, how do you type the whole question in? There's a variety of inputs. And the thing I like about this GPT is that it lets you understand the subject matter step by step. I'll give you an example later when I use Copilot, which is very different. So when you ask, how do you do this differentiation? It starts off, oh, do you remember what a derivative is? And I was like, I'm not sure. Okay, no problem. I'll explain to you that it's the rate of a function's value changes, right? And okay, do you remember the power rule, which is important to solving this equation? Okay, I don't really remember. And it goes on, say, this is the power rule. You use this specific ANX to the power of n minus 1, right? And then let's bring it back to your question. See if you can plug in all these values, all these variables into this equation, right? And step by step, you're able to get through the answer. And the final result would be what you see in the bottom right. And so after this, you can also follow up. It's like, oh, give me 3 more questions so I can familiarize myself to help my kid with this, right? So it's a very thorough tool if you want to help your kids out with homework, especially in a subject matter you're not an expert in. And so I tried the same prompt with Copilot, right? And I used the exact same, I want to differentiate this equation. How do I start? And with Copilot, it just straight up spits out the entirety of these steps, everything at once, which may not be the best learning experience, right? If you're trying to explain the concept of something to your kids, for example, you don't just give them the answers, you want them to explore it a little bit. So it also spits out similar results if you prompt the following using different personas. Let's say I want to teach my son instead, or maybe I'm a 9th grade student and I'm having trouble understanding this. And they'll just Copilot spits out the whole instructions on how to solve the questions at once, which is understandable because Copilot model isn't specifically tailored for interactive learning like in CanMigo, right? As a custom GPT built into ChatGPT. So here's one pro that I found. with Khanmigo is that it's specifically tailored and it's developed by Khan Academy, which is a very renowned organization. But there is a big con, which is its limited usage because it uses GPT-4o. And if you know about the newest GPT-4o, it has a fixed number of tokens that you can use under the free account, right? Of course, there are some workarounds if you want to get more responses, right? You can, of course, subscribe to Khanmigo in its entirety under Khan Academy. So it's integrated with textbooks, maybe papers, online articles, you name it. And it costs $4, let's say. Maybe you don't want to pay for a tool specifically for learning, right? Of course, you can also subscribe to GPT Plus, sure. It's $20 a month. You can use it maybe for DALL-E if you're interested in more usages of GPT-4o. But 20 USD might be a little bit steep. So if you do have the time, you can just make extra GPT accounts, right? It might be annoying to switch the accounts, but it is a good alternative if you want to, answer a quick question from your kids. But of course, in the future, there's an article from a week ago, which is Microsoft is teaming up with Khan Academy to make this Khanmigo AI tool free, right? It is also developed using the Azure OpenAI service. Similar to, I'm not sure if Noel has introduced this app called Pandai, which is a Malaysian developed tool, also similar to Khan Academy, which is its goal is to help be a personal teacher to your kids, right? So in the future, this tool, Khanmigo, it could be free. It could also be integrated into Copilot. So we don't know yet. It's exciting to see what the future holds. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Greg. Oh, that was interesting. How many of you enjoyed Khanmigo? Khan Academy is actually a very, very famous learning education site, right? But I thought maybe you take a little bit of a review of what we did the last time, because this was something that I found very spot on with some of the things that we've been talking about. Right? Some people are very worried about where AI is heading, but I thought this investigation that was covered was actually very apt. So let me just share my screen. See that? I think I'll bring her back. Sorry, call coming in.
Well, listen, this is very clear. I'm coming back in a bit. Right.
Share my screen. Okay, as usual, the audio is probably not going to be very loud, but let's see how we go. Okay, so this reporter actually went on an investigation journey, okay, on AI. All right, and the bit that got me very fascinated is how far AI has gone. Okay, and I found this video that was very, very exciting. All right, and yet there's some fear that sometimes
When you
creep
think of the
in.
world's biggest tech hubs, you think of
Can you
Hong
guys hear?
Kong, Japan, Silicon Valley. But I'm on my way to a sleepy fishing town on the Cornish coast, a good 5 to 6 hours south of London, to not just meet, but actually have a conversation with the world's most advanced human-like robot. I get the feeling today is going to be one of those days that I will never forget. Falmouth is most famous for its fish and chips and stunning coastline. It's home to over 22,000 people. But in this nondescript building in the town's outer suburbs is perhaps its most curious residence. Wow. Well, that's different.
Hello, Jonathan.
Well,
Nice to meet you.
thank you for having me.
To Cornwall.
Wow. There's entrances and then there's entrances. I wasn't expecting that. Will Jackson is the founder of Engineered Arts.
Come this way, please.
He spent an early chunk of his career in Melbourne working on special effects for movies.
We'll stop off and say hello to Alfred here.
He's looking at me.
Yeah. So all our robots are programmed to engage with people. So looking for faces, probably notice or follow you around.
It's his eyes.
Yeah. Alfred's looking a little sad. He's got a skin condition.
Yeah.
Actually, he was at a conference talking about skin conditions, and that's why he looks the way he does.
But Will's biggest work to date is a she, a robot with a human face, with a mind powered by AI. Her name is Amica.
Come this way, Jonathan. Let's go and meet Amica.
I can see it already. Or her.
Can you say that again?
Amica, this is Jonathan. He's come all the way from Australia to meet you.
Hello, Jonathan. I'm Amica. Welcome to Falmouth.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Do you want me to draw something?
Amica, can you draw us a kangaroo for Jonathan, please, from Sky News Australia?
Stop mumbling and speak up.
I thought maybe you could give us a drawing of a kangaroo, something Australian.
Of course, I would love to draw a kangaroo for you. The kangaroo is a fascinating creature. They're so cute and their tails are really long. I find it to be a very noble animal.
This is surreal.
Keep talking.
I was just saying, Amica, that this is surreal to be watching a humanoid robot drawing
I
a
don't
kangaroo.
know what you're talking about.
Amazing.
I'm just drawing a kangaroo.
She's being humble.
Why should I be humble?
Well, you're a very good artist.
Thank you. I try my best. Oh, I get it. You're trying to be funny. I don't think it's very funny.
Do you feel like a visionary or a bit of a mad scientist?
I think I have a strong idea of direction I want to go in. So you might call that visionary. Does it require being a bit mad to follow that kind of vision? Yes, probably. So maybe a bit of both.
There is a Terminator 2 feeling here.
There is, but you'll know when the red LED comes on that you're in danger.
Will has been working on Amica for the last 18 months. There are more than 2,000 moving parts, but its inner workings are tightly guarded. We can't show up close because there is secrets involved here, but there are moving parts upon moving parts and chipboards and wires and buttons and
Just
circuits.
don't put your fingers inside there.
Yeah.
All right.
How quick
Coming up to the end. So
Where are we at
I will
today?
drop the link into
It
the
is breathtaking.
chat for you guys so that you can continue to watch it on your own. Right. But there's a lot of very good stuff that we can learn from. All right. Don't panic. All right. All these stuff that's happening as we speak. And we like to keep everyone abreast on the happenings around the world. Right. So hopefully all of you enjoyed the session. Right. And if you have any questions and so forth, feel free. You can continue to drop messages into this, or you can even reach me. All right. My name's Noel. Right. My email address, I'm just dropping it into the chat window. All right. You can copy that down if you don't have it already. All right. Love to hear from you if you think of anything that you would like for future sessions. We do this fortnightly, as mentioned. Right. Just maybe I'll bring that up again. Right. Our next session will be on let's see, June the 11th. Okay, so hopefully you join us again, but we will definitely reshare the link. Come closer to the session. All right. And if any of you are interested to even share some of your knowledge or experiences, we'd love to hear from you. Okay. So the next session is on the 11th, same time, 8:30 to 9:30. All right. And the one after that is on the 25th. Okay. Any questions? Anyone want to unmute and tell us something that they have been doing? Okay. No worries. Love to hear from you, and take care, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again, and we hope to see you next time. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks, Noel. Great session.